happened to your cool hair?
Yeah, it's on the floor at some hair salon.
Next off, a COVID DNA.
That's right. Don't call me late for dinner.
You're late for everything.
Shut up.
Everybody else was here 10 minutes ago.
And we had cake that Virginia made.
Blueberry upside down cake.
Yeah, it was great. This will be the episode where we'll determine whose cuisine will reign supreme.
Yes.
All right. Hello, hoes and bitches, and welcome to another installment of Livin' Cruddy with Cruddy Joe. You got me all screwed up now, Gene. You jerk. So I am Cruddy Joe, and I'm here with the Getty Along gang as always. We got handsome Jimmy Hansen, the man so sweet you could sop him up with a biscuit, and you could even use the biscuit he made with his own damn hand. And our very special guests are the High Priest and Priestess of Calgary, P.T. Bonham and Virginia Dentata. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight.
At some point, I'll join too.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, introduce Gino.
And the shizzle dizzle, the big nep tizzle, Gino Coffin Bizzle. Which reminds me, why does Snoop Dogg always carry an umbrella?
I don't know why.
Drizzle.
Oh, drizzle, right.
We ruined his joke.
Wah, wah, wah. These are the jokes, folks. Sorry.
All right, so we got the other 2/3 of Forbidden Dimension up in Calgary. We had Jackson 5s on a couple weeks ago. It was a...
Wait, I thought PT was from Van Halen.
We're going to break the news to you. It was a great episode, and they're back to finish up this version of the Forbidden Dimension saga.
We're saving the drama for your mama.
So what's going on in the world of PT and VD?
Well, nothing. We actually haven't
That's like good night.
we haven't had Jackson vibes over to the lower suite in many months, of course, because of, well, I don't know what it's like in the United States, but in Canada there's this thing going around and people are, not getting together as a result of it. And so we haven't really been doing anything Forbidden Dimension wise. But
Not together.
not together.
We got the same problem here in the States. Gene refuses to open the cruds. I feel your pain.
Jimmy has a bag of COVID and he wants to spread it all around.
Jackson Fibes has been diligently writing and singing and all in the privacy of his own home. And he's got an album's worth of stuff. We've just never, ever played it.
Oh, we played not together.
Not together.
We've learned the songs, we're practicing, and we'll have...
Virginia's learned the songs. I have done nothing. Nothing. What an annoyingly talented bastard he is.
Yeah, we were saying that same thing.
Yeah, he's very annoying in that respect.
And so far he's beating you in Canadian accents too.
Would you like this done in a Canadian accent?
Well, I think it would be uniform with his segment.
You want me to talk like Tom? Because I can do it I'll do it if you want, eh? Like there's no problem, I can do it. He was born in Texas?
No, I didn't... Tom has an accent?
He hasn't paid his taxes? What? Wasn't that a Jerry Jeff Walker song? I don't pay my taxes now that I live in Texas.
All my exes pay my taxes.
All my exes pay my taxes. That's it. Yeah, that's a good one.
All my exes live with excess.
All my exes, something X-lax. You don't think I sound Canadian? What about Virginia?
Tom is the most extreme.
Yeah.
You, to me, sound almost like you have a little bit of English.
Well, I do have English heritage. Maybe at some point we'll talk briefly about my heritage.
Are either of you originally from Calgary?
I'm originally from Ontario.
Does the Canadian accent, is that usually deeper on the east or west side?
I think honestly, in the West, it tends to be more drawly.
Right.
Like drawl, like a drawl, like a I'm voting for the Prime Minister today. Right. That's a typical Western accent. No. Oh yeah. And an Eastern one is much more. If it's extremely East, it's Gaelic. It's Irish. Oh, jeepers, guy there. How you fucking voting here? That's Newfoundland. Yeah. And Ontario, where I'm from, it's actually just the way I'm talking.
Virginia, where are you from originally?
South Korea. I was born in Seoul.
You don't have the accent.
No, I practiced very hard.
Are the accents usually thicker in North or South Korea?
I think by law you have to have one in North Korea.
Everything is forbidden.
Forbidden Dimension is going to take over North Korea.
Why not?
Once I'm an omnipotent supreme dictator, I promise to do good things. I'll be a really good dictator. I think I would.
believe you, as long as there's free concerts.
And really good green rooms.
Hey, speaking of Bananarama, you may notice behind us on the wall in the green room here, that's the original artwork for the first Bananarama / Forbidden Dimension EP. And so there, that's something. That's some Jackson 5's artwork.
Oh, there.
I'm pretty certain that in that drawing that you were wearing a Creeping Crud shirt, aren't you?
Yes, I am. As I am representing the Cruds. I'm always representing the Cruds. It's
Yeah, all right, awesome. Cheers.
that $50 you send me every month.
Cruddy Joe.
It's awesome. Thank you, Virginia.
Fully represented. I actually went to find another Forbidden Dimension shirt tonight, and then the shirt I had pulled out fell on the ground, and the dog decided to roll all in it. It was covered in dog hair.
Yeah, sure, Gene.
Then he remembered he hated you guys.
Is that Beef or Winslow?
It was Beef. Beef follows me around everywhere I go. Winslow pretty much hides out. So.
Oh, they're so cute. They're really.
They're little bastards, is what they are.
So, PT, tell me of your relation with Captain and Tennille.
Well, Joe, I'm glad you asked. I don't know if one of your hobbies is obscure films of filmdom or television of some obscurity, but I have a connection to Commodore Schmidlap from the Batman TV series. He was an occasional character on the Batman show, Commodore Schmidlap, and by further extension, I have a connection to U.S. foreign policy. And I'd like to explain that rather fantastical statement.
Absolutely.
I'm related to the British character actor Reginald Denny. I did a drawing of him before the show here.
Awesome.
There's Reginald Denny. You'll see I've just included myself as an inset so you can see the family resemblance.
Yeah.
Reginald Denny was born in 1891 and he passed away in 1967. But in that time, he reigned like a wild man in Hollywood. And he was a character actor in the movie Cat Ballou. Ever seen Cat Ballou? He was in Abbott and Costello Meet Jekyll and Hyde. He was in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And he was in Madam Satan. And he is my great uncle on my dad's maternal side.
Wasn't he also in Pootie Tang?
Yes.
I believe you.
Well, you recognize him from this.
Oh yeah, they're very accurate drawing.
Coming to me.
So, how does that affect you in U.S. foreign policy? Well, Reginald Denny, British character actor to who I am related to, had a hobby shop in Hollywood because he was nuts for radio-controlled airplanes, model airplanes, not real airplanes. And the U.S. Navy approached him and said, "We love your radio-controlled airplanes so much because we want to create a program of pilotless drone aircraft for our other pilots to shoot at." And thusly, Reginald Denny was by default the founder of the U.S. Navy drone program. Despite, I didn't draw a drone on here, but imagine in the background, in the air, a drone.
I'm going to need to see a drone, please. You have to draw it.
Yeah, you're gonna need to draw that.
And the Captain and Tennille, well, the Captain and Tennille, there it is.
Okay, all right, now it seems official.
Yeah. The Captain and Tennille, of course, were killed in a drone attack in 1997.
I always wonder what happened to them.
Yeah, they were killed in a drone attack.
Yeah, I was actually going to crash into a bus full of orphans, and then Dale Dragon jumped in front of it. Was like,
Yeah, the super watermelon failed them that time.
the drone actually hit Tony Tennille's teeth and exploded on impact.
Can you imagine? That'd be like this wall of ivory. Just
She had a lot of illegal ivory. It was exported.
that's true.
And my most recent memory of Reginald Denny was he got pulled out of a truck on South Central Boulevard and clobbered with some batteries or something.
Different Reginald Denny.
Different Reginald Denny.
It's the same name, but a different guy. It's like that guy Scott Baio.
There's more than one Scott Baio?
There's a guy, he works at a lumber mill.
Actually, I remember that obscure TV series, PT Loves Chachi.
No, it was Respects. It was Respects Chachi. PT respects Chachi. I never loved him.
That's great.
Despite what was going around in the Hollywood Reporter. So there you go. Reginald Denny, Commodore Schmidlap, and the tragic death of the Captain and Tennille.
That was some quite interesting backstory. You know, I'm related to my cousin, about 13 times removed, as Vincent Price.
Wow, cool.
Wow, that's amazing. I like the story of the Coffinbury who was like attacked by the British soldiers during the War of 1812. That's a great story.
Funny you bring that up. The other story is Mansfield, Ohio, when the same family, they were early settlers in Mansfield, Ohio, and the patriarch of the family was brought out and slaughtered in front of the family by Indians there. He gave his life facing off the Indians who didn't like that they had absconded with their territory.
Wow. Take a shower.
Take your meds.
Like, kid, take a shower.
It's not 8:30 yet.
Did I screw something up? No, what did I screw up? I missed it.
Now you're fine.
You got to take a shower.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to this evening. Do you want me to take the Zoom in there with me?
No.
No.
Yeah, on my birthday, I get maybe 8 people wishing me a happy birthday.
Well, that's going to change this year.
Now, on a more obscure note, Virginia, I heard from a reliable source that you don't like puppets.
They're too scary. They creep me out. I used to have recurring nightmares of Grover strangling me. So
Little furry hands.
yeah, and his arms are so long. He's like, "Hello, everybody," and then strangling me. And so I don't like all the Muppets. The 2 old Muppets, the judges, their faces.
Statler and Waldorf, yeah.
I don't like any puppets.
You know, I'm often confused with Jim Henson.
You actually kind of look like Batman tonight, the way your mask ears are pointing up.
Given my connection to the Batman show, it's only sort of natural.
That's a little bit demonic, that look you're sporting right now.
Sorry.
No, that's good. The more demonic, the better.
Here's a factoid that I don't even think Cruddy Joe knew, but Jimmy Hansen is actually Mel Torme's son.
Really?
Can't you tell?
It makes sense.
You did good singing on the Life of Cruddy Life song. That was great.
Well, thank you.
You date back to the inception of all this, the Color Me Psycho and all that stuff from the early days, right?
Well, I do, yes. Virginia, not so much. I met Tom at a Diana Ross concert, and we just locked eyes on each other, and we've been together ever since.
Locked eyes and then locked lips.
So you're thinking of that episode of the PT Loves Chachi TV show. I've known Jackson Fibes for hundreds and hundreds of years. We played in a band called Color Me Psycho. We played in a band called The English Teeth. We have played in a band called Sweet Cop, Sour Cop. Most of my rock life has been with Jackson Fibes.
Lucky you.
He is the boomer of Forbidden Dimension.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
There he is.
Appropriate.
Mr. Furley.
How did Virginia get involved with Forbidden Dimension then?
I married the drummer, and then
Did you marry the drummer so you could be in the band?
yes.
Okay. Well, that's a good plan.
Oh,
And
oh, I love you.
Or did you win a photography contest?
the first time we came to Nashville to the Horror Hootenanny, we had HP Love Sauce.
Oh, that's great.
And then HP Love Sauce got distracted by a more successful endeavor. Virginia was in the kitchen at the time. We said, why'd you just come downstairs and play bass? That's how it's been ever since.
I just went downstairs.
If you want to get into a popular rock and roll group, marry the drummer, then go downstairs.
And Mom started singing and it all came together.
Yeah, we're the Cartridge family.
Nice.
The last album that you guys did was definitely much more bass heavy. It seemed to make up a much larger portion of the sound, and then definitely got a significant bass presence in there. So that sounds great.
Tom writes everything.
But you played it.
Yes.
Well, what Virginia did was she made cookies that contained an ambulant factor. It makes you sleepy when you eat them, right? So she gave them to the engineer who passed out, and then she just sort of went up and kind of just faders, right? It's probably due to that.
I need the recipe for that so I can do that the next time we record. Make Dean sleepy and I'll turn the bass up.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So it turns out that Jimmy and Virginia actually have a lot more in common that I know. They both play bass, they both are culinary experts, and they're both married to the drummer of their respective bands.
And they're both familiar with VD.
What do you mean by familiar?
Well, that's her name and something that you came down with, something you had to get shots for. Is it okay to talk about PT's interest in the armed forces, the figurines?
Well, no.
He's got the most elaborate war room of anybody I've ever seen. Well, I'm sure I've told this story before, to at least to PT.
Oh, Lord, here comes the
PT.
Steve Perry story. Bye.
My old bass player in the first band I was in.
Les Claypool.
Yes. His father, he was a collector, and he had a giant war chest of these tiny figurines that he would paint, and then he would arrange battles. Parents went out of town, and we were always looking for a good place to have band practice. He invited us over there, and he was like, just don't move anything, because I don't want my parents to know that we had practice here. And of course, we went in the back room and rocked for about 4 hours, and he came out, and he was visibly upset, and we all had noticed that all of the army men had migrated across and down the front and fallen into the front of the cabinet, and there was no way to sort out where they came from or where they ended up.
Stop. You got to stop this thing right now, man. You're killing me. This is a horrible nightmare you're describing. Gino, I'm going into a fugue state. Oh my God, that's a gruesome, grisly story.
I can't believe you're talking to other bass players.
He doesn't play bass anymore. I already told the guys that I said whenever Jimmy quits, then I'm done playing music. So.
Where am I going? I want to reopen the Cruds. That's what I keep complaining about.
Just sometime in the future. Now, say that you were like had some horrible disfiguring accident and your fingers were amputated.
I'm suddenly not handsome anymore.
You could remain handsome, Jimmy Hansen, but if you had no fingers and said, "Guys, I'm done with the bass," that would be the time we would just stop being the Cruds.
That'll never happen. I'll play with my toes. Joe, I'm not married to the drummer.
Yeah,
That's not what the drummer said.
yeah, I can see the chemistry between you two. You can deny it all you want.
Bo texts us late at night saying, "Jimmy's not talking to me."
One thing a lot of the guests have in common is their love of horror movies. But from what I understand, Virginia, you don't like horror movies.
I used to. I went through a real phase where I was trying to watch the scariest movie I could find, and then I watched this one movie, and it scared me so much, and now I can't watch scary movies. It was a French-Canadian film called The Martyrs.
Oh, yeah, I know that movie.
It really
So you
disturbed
go straight to the most violent movie ever made.
Oh, it just freaked me out, and I couldn't sleep for weeks, and now I can only watch animated like Madagascar 2. And
You can always consult with us and we can say, "Don't watch Martyrs."
I don't know if you know this, but I'm a bit of a screamer. It gets really loud. I'm super jumpy.
You know, actually, I have heard that you get kind of jumpy, but then I heard you came to Nashville and went to a haunted house.
We did talk about our haunted house visit in one of the episodes.
We made sure that Virginia was the person to walk into each room. Some of the staff were frightened by her. I know Dr. Gangrene was taken aback.
I really like Takashi Miike. It's pretty creepy. I thought Itchy the Killer was really. I enjoyed that.
That movie's pretty extreme. I'm surprised you sat through that. Mika gets like that. He gets pretty over the top sometimes.
Right now, my favorite is Blade of the Immortal.
We can get a copy of Martyrs if you want.
No, because I really like sleeping.
Well, that leads actually into my devil's advocate question, being that you're both culinary expert. Who is truly the ace of cakes, Jimmy or Virginia? Who is master in the kitchen?
I've seen all the pictures of his frittatas.
I have been obsessed with frittatas lately.
They look amazing.
They're really good.
I made this sweet chili jam, and I gave some to Jackson Fives, and he was saying, "Oh, it's really good," but then it auto-corrected sweet chili jam to sweet Cheryl Kermit. It's people really like it. I've given it away a lot, so I'll bring you some sweet Cheryl Kermit when we come next year.
Awesome. Do we have a Jimmy's Cruddy Cuisine queued up?
I made a cake this week. I make this thing called a fudge cake, and it's got typical cake stuff, chocolatey. There's sour cream in it for a little added richness, and then right before you put it in the pan, you put boiling water in it, so it melts the chocolate and gets everything cooking, and then it goes in the oven, and it's amazing. And then I dress it like a Hostess cupcake. So I put ganache over the top, and then I piped on some crazy ribbon buttercream frosting. Frosting in the middle, and then I did the top. It was really
Oh, it sounds really good.
I always dress my cakes in a little tuxedo.
well, the same kind of thing.
Very hoity-toity.
This one, I put it in the food processor. I pulse it until it's dust. And then when you add the boiling water at the end, after you put the cream stuff in and all the dry ingredients together, it makes it real nice.
Sounds really good.
Oh, yeah.
So what have you made, Virginia?
I've made a lot of blueberry upside down cake. I've been making that a lot all week.
How do you make that?
Chop it up like this, and then I stir. I've never had a blueberry off a bush.
Anything catch on fire? Been burning any chickens?
I made pizza. So I took the leftover gumbo that I made, leftover box mac and cheese, and some hot dogs. And I squirted some ketchup on it at the end. It was delicious. Why does that exist?
Why does that exist?
You lost me at hot dogs and ketchup.
I was trying to have some fun.
Before I forget, have either of you ever worked at the Tower Records in Nashville?
No.
Oh, do I get to ask my question I asked all Canadians?
Obviously, yeah.
So Rush is what, the worst Canadian band or just the worst band ever?
I was a crazy Rush fan when I was a kid, and I sent them a drawing I did of some mythical creature. And I actually got a letter back from Mercury Records. Thanks very much for your drawing of that mythical creature. You know, the guys, they love that stuff, but they can't write to everybody. Rush, they're not so bad.
They're still terrible.
I don't know what this is. It's a cake.
A Rush cake.
There's worse things. And there was I think there was something like about a 18% testosterone drop in Canada during 1975, I think. And they created Triumph to compensate. Next time you hear Rock and Roll Machine, you can't imagine the number of children that were created when that song came out. They were ripping their mucklucks off and their sealskin vests and just like, yeah. Yeah.
Last question before we get into Gene's question. Where in Ontario did you grow up?
Well, in Mississauga. Mississauga. Mississauga is the Brooklyn of Canada.
Yep.
Okay, PT, let's hear your Brooklyn accent.
Why do you guys not want more pizza now? Hey, I've got your knife here, my friend.
Basically, the way this works is we start off with I will recite the line from the song. You guys tell me the following line, the name of the band, and the name of the song. I'm sure you've seen this in Jackson 5's episode.
He got Set Me Free by the Sweet.
Yes.
I hope we get that exact same song because I love that song.
You can team up or you can do them individually, however you want. I got 2 of them here. 3 lines from this song. You tell me what the following line is, name of the band, name of the song. The first one is, your dirty friends in underwear, hanging around my room, the lonely pictures that you paint.
Remind me irresistibly of a mushroom. And that was by Dolly Parton? Yeah. I don't know that one. I'm sorry.
I think VD might have the answer.
Say it again.
Your dirty friends in underwear keep hanging around my room, the lonely pictures that you paint.
No.
Drawing a blank on that? It's not a Forbidden Dimension song.
No, it's
That'll
not.
be embarrassing.
Your dirty friends in underwear keep hanging around my room, the lonely pictures that you paint are creeping to their doom.
You don't know what I mean.
That is the song Creepin' Gene by the Kinks.
Wow. That's awesome.
All right, I have another one. This one might be a little easier. The nerd factor is definitely significantly higher on this one. The lines are, every time it's the same, what bothers me is my fame.
Oh, I know this one. Every time it's the same, what bothers me is my fame. You're just a jewel in the rough. You want to show me your stuff.
All right, name of the song, name of the band.
It's Kiss. And it's Kiss, right?
It is Kiss, yes.
It's Kiss. And Mitchell in the ladies' room. My money, it can't be so soon.
All right, that was very good. And the impersonation of Gene Simmons. Extra points.
We have a hockey team in Canada.
Just one.
You don't say.
We had a guy, Jamie McClellan. He was the backup goaltender. Jamie McClellan and his girlfriend go to meet Gene Simmons. And Gene Simmons is eating an egg salad sandwich. He's going to he's inhaling it or it's going to rub it under his eyes or something like that. Jamie McClellan, big Kiss fan. He goes, hey, Gene Simmons, nice. And Gene Simmons goes, hey, what's on your girlfriend's glasses? And he takes Jamie McClellan's girlfriend's sunglasses off. Goes, oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. I love these. And he gives them back. And so she's got like these egg salad-y sunglasses. COVID can't fight its way through egg salads. If you're wondering how this ends tragically, he had Kiss painted on his goalie mask. He decided to have his goalie mask repainted with the members of Nickelback.
Oh, that's false metal, man.
They're from a small town near Calgary. Do you know there's a place called, do you know about Vulcan, Alberta? No,
They've lost their Vulcan mind.
They've all been there. Leonard Nimoy's been there. They have his hand.
I'm coming to Vulcan, and I'll see you guys on the way there.
Yay.
Lost your Vulcan mind.
Do you guys have a guest room?
Yes.
Because if Trump wins again, I'm coming to live with either you or Tom Bagley.
All right, so we're going to move on to the second part of the quiz questions here. This is the movie quote part. None of these are difficult.
It's going to be 0 for 3, buddy.
The first one is, thank you, Q, but this time I've got the gadgets and I know how to use them.
Thank you, Q.
Dracula burns down half of London.
Either of you guys know it?
I think it's James Bond,
It is.
the dwarf who loved me.
No, it was the Lazenby Bond.
Prune Rig.
Majesty's Secret Service.
That's the one. Everybody should know this quote. I'm going to pose it to VD to see if she can take a stab at it first. The quote is, dying ain't no way to make a living, boy.
You know that movie.
Crocodile Dundee.
The big X comes up on the screen. That's what do you got, Jimmy?
I don't know shit. Are you kidding me?
All right, Joe. Dying ain't no way to make a living, boy.
Booty Tang.
We've asked 4 people, and they don't know the most famous quote from the outlaw Josie Whale.
I haven't seen that movie in some years.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You've never seen that?
I don't think so.
Well, now you got something to do this weekend.
We'll do.
All right. The final quote is, better to be king for a night than schmuck for a lifetime.
On Golden Pond.
Dying ain't no way to make a living. That was on Golden Pond.
Yes.
Dying's no way to make a living, you old shit.
Wow, he's got a Kate Hepburn too. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. Better to be king for a night than schmuck for a lifetime.
The bowling movie.
The bowling movie is incorrect. Joe's mad that he can't think of it.
Yeah, I am.
I don't remember anything. I can hardly remember what I did this morning.
That one was Robert De Niro as Rupert Pupkin in The King of Comedy.
I've never seen that movie.
Our weekend's just going to be full now.
Did you guys
Gary
see?
Lewis is really good in that.
Yes. Did you see the most recent Joker movie?
No.
Well, they basically stole everything from this movie to make that one.
Who plays Jerry Lewis?
Robert De Niro, surprisingly. All right, so I got some bonus questions here.
We need them.
For the impersonation of Gene Simmons, you guys aced the music. You totally flunked the movie quiz, meaning now you have to go watch all 3 of those movies. Which of the following 3 bands is the worst? Journey, Rush, or REO Speedwagon?
No, it's got to be Journey.
I agree.
They say that the road is no place to start a family. True or false?
No, it's okay.
Incorrect. It is true because Steve Perry said it.
Which of the following 3 bands is the best? Led Zeppelin, The Who, or The Stones?
For my purposes, it's The Who.
Even though you've taken the Zepp name as your moniker.
That was foisted upon me by Jackson 5s.
Ah.
I wanted to go with Scary Coleman. That was my original choice, and he says, no.
I choose Forbidden Dimension of those bands listed.
Yes. Black Sabbath or Blue Oyster Cult?
Gene, come on now. EOC, come on, man.
I'm in agreement. You would not get that answer here. Which is better, Molson or Moosehead?
It was a bit of a to-do about Moosehead, but I don't know. It was. You couldn't even get it in Western Canada for many, many years. So screw you guys, you blue-nosed bastards, for not selling it to us.
Wow.
So we're going with Molson then.
Yeah.
No, Moosehead.
We're splitting.
Why did it take Canada 100 years to get a flag?
We had a red flag with a beaver gnawing on a hockey stick and then a little Union Jack in the corner. That was our flag for many years. And then in order to get IKEA stores, we went with the new design that we've got.
That's how you got the maple leaf?
Yep.
Or who is Ogopogo?
Do you know this? I know this.
He's wonderful.
Ogopogo is like the Loch Ness Monster, but he lives in Kelowna
Yeah.
in British Columbia, and he lives in Lake Okanagan. I was a kid. I grew up in Kelowna, and we would be on the lookout for Ogopogo.
Did you ever see Ogopogo?
I have not, but
Oh, you did?
Virginia.
Virginia saw Ogopogo.
I did.
Would you guys be able to draw a picture of what she saw? You don't have to do it now, but before I get
No, I have to do it now. No, I have to do it now.
Do it live.
Can you see that?
he looks
That's
a little
his
bit like
head?
an ant with a...
No, it's not a that's serpent's tongue, and that's the middle part of his body, and that's his. Okay, here we go. There's Ogopogo.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's
Okay,
really-
so Ogopogo basically is the Loch Ness Monster with antenna, and he kind of stinks.
Please stinks. What do we do?
Oh, those are movement ones. Okay. Well, he's got a TV antenna now. So officially, Ogopogo is a Loch Ness Monster that has a TV antenna on his head, and he has movement and a
Yes,
serpentine tongue. All right.
that's
He
what
does not stink.
We got that sorted out.
we're kind of in this picture here. Gene.
Oh, yeah, that's him. That's
We are kind of
Ogopogo.
riding Ogopogo.
All right, so we have the one question left out. We were supposed to ask this of Mark Diamond last week, and we forgot to ask it of him. Do you recall the very first time you imbibed and what time of day that was?
It was, for me, it was during the day, and it was, I shared a beer with my girlfriend.
Mine was at 7:30 in the evening, and a guy at a party said, "Hey, you want a beer?" And I said, "Yeah." It was like terrible, but I didn't let on.
Power through.
I did, yeah, and I kind of would sort of every now and then I'd kind of like,
Wait, how'd it go again?
There you have it, Pete. They have answered your questions. Now you guys have to come up with a question for the next person.
who is the next person?
Next person is Bill Lindsay, the singer of Impaler.
Let's ask Bill Lindsay what his favorite Kate Bush album is.
There you go. Yeah.
I suspect that Bill Lindsay will have an answer for his favorite.
I hope so. I would like to know that. Hey, when do we get that? When do you ask us who we want to do and who we want to punch in the face?
That's
Yeah,
coming
what
up.
the hell, Gene?
I want to say right now, I want to do Mitch McConnell. And I want to punch Sophia Loren in the face.
I think it's just the mask that does it for me.
We're not asking who you want to do.
Yeah, come on, Joe. Focus.
Come on, he's been leading me on this whole time. And I want to do Clyde.
You are Clyde.
But Gene does a terrific Werner Herzog impression.
I can see the defiance in your eyes.
Is there any other impressions you want to hear? Because you
I want-
name it, I'll do it.
I want a Jackson 5 impression from both of you guys.
Oh, I've done many of those over the years.
Oh, I have to get my hat.
You would, but
This he has these eyebrows. He's always crossed.
Yeah, no, we're not allowed. We're actually legally not allowed to do impressions of him.
Part of your contract.
The only other question I have is, I read on your Facebook that you like Japanese ghosts, Virginia.
Folklore, and it's fun.
They're still hiding in your closet right now, waiting for you to go to bed.
You just have to talk through it.
Ghosts cannot get you if you talk it through.
They'll be reasonable.
No fighting, just talk. It's okay.
I promise to leave the house you died in.
Oh, the other night I woke up and the ghost of Princess Di was sitting in the bed. I just had some surgery. So Kipling, Jackson 5's wife,
Right.
she suggested that Princess Di often visits people. So maybe she was coming by to check up on how my surgery was.
Wait, why does Kipling get to use her real name?
I don't know if that's her real name.
Her real name was Mary.
Well, that's all we got for this evening. We'd like to thank our very special guests, P.T. Bonham and Virginia Dentata. And I'd also like to thank the Getty Along gang, Handsome Jimmy Hansen and Gene Plaster-Caster Coffinberry. So thank you all, and G's up, hose down while you motherfuckers bounce to this. Because Gino was so disappointed I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. No.
Ah.
I got a couple of those. And that's for the watch party?
You know, I write the songs about Frankenstein, the monsters. I write them. That's what I do on the guitar. See? That wasn't anybody in particular. That was just...